Hello and welcome to Smart Ideas. My name is Jerky Bacon, and today we will be looking at the latest goddess, Smite Datamind, and her name is Artio, the goddess of abundance. Now, an interesting thing with Artio is that she has a very strong link to bears in her lore and just nature in general, so that's a good thing to keep in mind, and Hi-Rez have seemed to go with this idea. This is why in the information that was datamined about her, she has two stances. She would be Druid and Bear. Now I hope that this will be on command, and that would be her ult, which I would call SHAPESHIFT. So it would be like an Ula, maybe on more of a tier cooldown, so quite a bit of a longer cooldown, so you can't just kind of go in between too quickly. But I think that would be, for me, I prefer that. I find that a lot more enjoyable than having to have like something like a column where I feel like I miss out on his berserk form for lots of the match. Now, the key thing I want with Artio and my ideas kind of stem from a more Guardian-esque theme. Now, I realize that Mage hasn't come out in a while, but Celtics haven't really got a Guardian yet, so I think that would be a cool idea. Very utility based, not very damage based, I would feel, or at least that's for one of her stances. Now, for her passive, she would have the same passive for both forms, and because she is a nature goddess, she would have something, in my opinion, I think she should have maybe some movement speed when she's in the jungle and some HP 5, just to kind of show that she's in tune with nature. Now first, let's go over Druid stance. Now, a Druid is upper class, very intellectual, very smart person in the Celtic society of Wales at the time. They would be more of religious or political advisors, you know, they're kind of that kind of area. So it would seem that they wouldn't be the most aggressive people, rather preferring to stay back and having a look on the fight itself. So in Druid Form, Artio's first ability would be Plantation. Now this would be deployable that you could put out many times throughout the map at the same time, maybe like 5 times, like Amusing Carb's beehives, I mean. And this would be just like a little tree that'll sprout up, and you'll see your allies will be able to take fruit off of it, like a Cupid 2. Cupid 2. So where you could get a little bit of healing back, and maybe you could also get a bit of a movement speed buff. So if you put in the jungles and people want to rotate, they take a little nibble of the fruit and they go even faster for faster rotations and whatnot. Her second ability would be Nature's Wrath. This is would have a protection debuff on it, anybody that hits, but it's a chargeable. So in the Smite Datamind it says charge, and it seems that I thought a good idea would be able to just her like summoning a big ball of energy above her and throwing it down like a Vulcan 3, but slower. Now, and when you hit it, you would maybe get some sort of protection debuff just for more utility. She wouldn't have the best lane clear. She wouldn't be a solo Guardian because she's not too much damage. She's very much utility, like a Khepri or Sylvanas. And her 3 would be Leach Seed. Now this is a bit more complicated, so hopefully I explain this well. But when she'll throw out something like a Camazotz 2, I think. I haven't played Camazotz too much, but it'll be quite fast, it'll nip in there, and it's like a little dart. You just get in there and it'll just drain their life. And while it's draining their life, it'll also heal back up your life. And at the end of that, you can choose then to get rid of your life and drain your own life for your ally's life. So it'll be like a meditation circle around you, and you'll be able to just like spread the healing around. So you effectively, it's not going to be just like Hell's 3 where you just go bam, heal. No, it's going to be more like you have to hit an ability, and then you're going to get that healing back, and it's going to be quite a bit of a slower heal, but it's going to be a good heal. You're going to like this heal. It's going to be, well, not if you're playing against it, of course, because healing's really annoying. And her ultimate is Shapeshift, so that's the stance change idea. Now for Shapeshift, when she's in her bear form, it would have more physical damage. So the bear's much more of the aggressive stance, while the druid's the more defensive stance. And I would reckon that it will be actually a temporary buff. So when you switch, the bear will get like a bonus damage or something like that, and the druid will, when you switch stance to that, it will get more mitigated damage or whatever, something like that, and it'll be very temporary. Now, a key difference here, I think, will be very different, and I don't think Hyros would do it, but I think it'll be an interesting idea, is that when you're in bear form, your damage is actually physical. So you turn more into a warrior when you're the bear, but when you're the druid, you're a guardian, so you're magical damage. And so I feel like she stay guardian throughout, but like she'd be like the first physical guardian, which would break the code, but it'd be like an anomaly. So then that leads into, if you see they're building a lot of magical protections or physical protections, you can switch into one or the other and kind of naught them one way, and that would be a much more skill based kind of. You have to have a lot of perception around the map and whatnot. Adds a bit of a higher skill ceiling, basically. Now in the bear form, her one would be Gaulian Bears. Now this would be kind of like a wider Kappa Nene, and they'll deploy 2 bears and they'll just go out in a straight line and they'll just absolutely body all the minions in front of them. Now at the end, if they're within a certain range, so like a basic attack range, they'll actually just jump on you and start mauling you, and that will slow you and do a bit of damage. Now I think that would be a pretty cool idea, because it's like old Arachnes too, and people have kind of like wanted to do something like that. And also it's just like you just send out your little baby bear, well maybe not baby bears, but just bears, and they just absolutely just, and it's just it's got a slow on it, more utility, more of a guardian-esque kind of thing. Now the next one is called Bear Toss, the bear form 2, a second ability I mean, and Bear Toss is one of those ideas that I'm not sure how well it will work, but I think it could work quite well with her kit in general and kind of just interlink. So with Bear Toss, it's like an owl Kongo, where you got quite a short range, but when you give them that range, you'll pick up the target. Now this can be either enemies or allies, and you'll be able to throw them in any direction. And I would like to say you could do it over walls, though I do imagine that will create some difficulty in the programming, though I think that would be awesome. So it'll be like a mercury throw, where you don't choose when to throw it, you have a certain time to throw it, and you just pick them up and you throw them. So it's a big CC, like a Sobek one, but you have to be in very close. Now how would they get in close? Because she so far has no mobility. And so her main mobility would be from Descent from Above, her third ability, which is just a scary bear leap. It's just he's coming for you, and doing a knockback. I would think a knockback, maybe even a knock up if that's not too OP. But so if it's a knock up, you do a knock up into bear throw them back, and then maybe throw your bears and they'll start mauling them, and then your whole team's just on them. And she herself doesn't, even in bear form, will do more damage, but it's still not huge damage. It's all about your utility with your team and you just helping them out, and that's the idea. Overall, this would be a really awesome. I'd be really excited. I'd really like to play Artio. I do like myself more defensive gods. I do like working with the team in general, also KSing them, but I really would like to see this kind of very big shift, so a very much more stand back, not much of a frontliner druid stance, but very much a frontliner bear stance, where you can kind of really just change your gameplay at moment's notice, and you can really just it will suit many different people and give a lot of variety to this god. She seems to hopefully not be too hard to get into, but when you find a good one, they'll be very good, like with the Spirit Bomb placing the Drain Life, and with many of those different and other factors. So overall, I'm looking forward to the goddess Artio. Hope you guys are too. Please comment your ideas, any other things that you thought that, hey Jerky, that doesn't actually really work, I think this would work better. Please give me feedback, that would be awesome. I'm very much looking forward to this god, and I'll see you guys next time on the Jerky Bacon Show. Goodbye.